During the development of CarbonDeFi, it became readily apparent that users needed a tool to help them better understand the new features and novel strategies that could be implemented through the protocol. The result was the CarbonDeFi Strategy Simulator. This was an open-source Python-based GitHub repo that required users to download and install several different packages and then use Jupyter Notebook to run the simulator. It was robust, it was functional, it wasn't very pretty, and for hardcore enthusiasts, it was exactly what they needed. The CarbonDeFi Strategy Simulator has received many upgrades since then, and is now fully available online. No downloads and no installation required. The CarbonDeFi Strategy Simulator is very easy to use. You can go to app.carbondefi.xyz/simulate, where you will be greeted with a prompt that reminds users that the simulator is a tool to help you understand CarbonDeFi, and not a time machine which predicts the future. Select any pair of standard ERC20 tokens, and then select the strategy type. Overlapping liquidity closely mimics a typical AMM, and a recurring order closely mimics trading bot-like behavior. Recurring orders come in two varieties: recurring limit orders and recurring range orders. There are two animated explainer videos on this channel which go into greater detail on how those work, but we will use a range order because it is a novel innovation created for CarbonDeFi. We'll also use the ERC20 tokens GRT and ETH. This recurring strategy is created by setting separate ranges for each token. We will buy GRT with ETH and then sell GRT for ETH. We buy GRT low and then sell GRT high. If you aren't quite following along with how that will happen, this is why the simulator was made, because when we hit this button, we will get a bunch of visual data to help us better understand what is happening with our funds. Right now, the simulation is paused. In the bottom right are the token reserves. We started with 10 ETH and 0 GRT because we are planning to buy GRT low, wait, and then sell GRT high. The token reserves in the bottom right are the exact same as what we started with because the price has not yet dipped low enough that any trader would reasonably be assumed to take our offer. Now let's play the simulation. The price dips slightly into range, and some ETH is used to buy GRT. The price then pumps almost all the way through the sell range, and we sell almost all of the GRT. The price dips all the way through the buy range, and all of the ETH is spent to buy GRT. The price goes slightly into the sell range, and some more of the GRT is converted into the ETH. Back down into the buy range to acquire more GRT, then again higher into the sell range to sell GRT, then back all the way down through the buy range, and then it stays low for a little while, well below our buy range. Because the price is below our buy range, nothing is happening. All of the funds in this strategy have already been spent, and so now there is nothing to do except wait for the price to go back up into the sell range. This strategy sees no trades from August 10th until November 5th, at which point the price of GRT pumps relative to ETH, and then all of the GRT is sold. Let's pause for a moment. There's been a lot of buying and selling going on, but let's take a second to see what all of this buying and selling has done for us. In the upper third of the screen, we are reminded of the conditions that this strategy started with. This number right here is an abbreviation. 0.000065776 is written in shorthand as 0.0 with a subscript of 4 indicating 4 zeros after the decimal, and then 65776. If it were fully written out, it would look like this. So we can see our buy and sell ranges. We can also see the strategy's initial funding of 0 GRT and 10 ETH. On the bottom left is the current ROI of this strategy relative to HODL. Right now, it is up 26.3% relative to HODL, and we can verify this to be true because in the bottom right, we can see the current funds in our strategy. We just sold all of our GRT for ETH, and we now have 12.63 ETH. And we started with 10 ETH, so we're up 2.63 ETH, which is 26.3%. In the top right, we see this number, 40%. This is not the current returns at the current time. It is the total returns of the whole strategy. And at the end of the simulation, the numbers in the bottom left and upper right will be the same. Now let's play the simulation out. We buy some, we sell it all. The price goes up, but we don't mind because even though we don't have any GRT, we still have ETH. We buy a little, we sell a little. And that is the end of the simulation because now we are caught up with the present day. which at the time of recording was February 15th. We started with 10 ETH and 0 GRT. We end with 10.77 ETH and 50,000 GRT, which is a return of 40%. If you want to better understand how range orders work, then check out the animated explainer linked in the upper right of this video. And if you want even more information about the simulator, then check out this article by Jen Albert. If there's a specific trading pair you would like to see run on the simulator, go ahead and leave a comment on this video. Finally, there is one last piece of information that we're able to see, and that is the summary graph. The summary graph does not display any new information, but instead is a single image which contains all of the information of the prior page. And if you'd like a way to verify all of the data in the simulator, you can click the download button and you'll be given a CSV file containing all of the relevant information. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.